Has the hustle culture and mentality gotten a little out of control? Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of The Future in 5. My name is Jacob Morgan. This is where I share my thoughts, ideas, and commentary on the future of work in 5 minutes or less. Before we get into this week's topic, again, big thank you to the folks over at Prism, P-R-Y-S-M, for making this episode possible. Prism is doing some really cool stuff around enabling and creating beautiful visual workspaces, focusing on communication and collaboration through small, medium, and large size screens. This could be something like an iPhone, a tablet, or a giant, huge screen that you have hanging on your wall. It's really some futuristic stuff, so check them out at prism.com. So back to this week's topic. Has the hustle culture and mentality gotten a little out of control? I know there are folks out there like Gary Vaynerchuk, for example, a lot of you guys know, who's really big on this word hustle and this idea of hustling and nonstop working 18-hour days. And I've had some people ask me if I think the hustle culture and mentality has gotten a little out of control and if that's something that we should tone down a bit or if that's a good thing. And I think we have to put it into a little bit of context. So there's hustle in the form of, are you an entrepreneur? Are you building a business yourself, trying to hustle, and you have these big, lofty goals that you want to set for yourself? Or is it the kind of hustle where you have a full-time job and you're working 80 hours a week and you're just kind of getting burned out? So let's start off with the first one. Let's say you're an entrepreneur and that hustle mentality. I can tell you I work a lot as well. I definitely don't work 18 hours a day. I definitely work a lot, but I try to make time for my personal life. But I have different goals, right? I know in the example of Gary, he wants to buy the New York Jets, right? I don't want to buy the New York Jets. I'm comfortable making a good living, having time to spend with my family, relaxing, just kind of, doing what I need to do, working hard, but also making sure that I have time to enjoy my life as well. That's me. Gary's Gary. You are you. So I think it's great to have that motivation that we provide around the hustle culture and mentality of getting people to want to achieve their goals, getting people to want to achieve their dreams. I don't think that we need to encourage people to work like 18-hour days or 16-hour days or 17-hour days because, of course, there's more to life than just working. I think the motivational factor is great. But I think we need to take everything that we see with a grain of salt. Everybody has their own individual goals, their own individual values and attitudes, stages of life that they're at, things that they want to accomplish. Not everybody wants to buy a football team. Some people have families that they want to look after. Some people value and prioritize different things, and that's okay. But I think that we just need to put it in the context of you are you, I am me, people like Gary, Gary is Gary. So let's put it in that context first of all. If you want to buy a sports team, then chances are, you need to work your ass off and you need to work 18 hours a day. If that's not your goal, then you don't need to work probably as much or as hard. But just frame this in the context of what you're looking to achieve. Now, that's very different than if you have a full-time job where you're expecting to work around 40, 45 hours a week, maybe 50, and you're kind of being forced to work more. Because if you're an entrepreneur, you're kind of self-driven, self-determined. You're working because you are passionate about it. Sometimes it doesn't feel like work. And so you're kind of motivating and pushing and driving yourself to work hard, which is why I think that kind of motivational, inspirational aspect is great. But if you have a full-time job where you are expected to work around 40, 45 hours a week, and you're just getting thrown more work at you and you're getting burned out, getting exhausted, I definitely don't think that that is a good thing. I definitely think that that is something that needs to be addressed with your employer, something that needs to be addressed with your manager, with your colleagues, because that's not healthy. That's not good for anybody. That's what causes burnout. That's what causes disengagement at work. That's what causes tension, office politics, bureaucracy. A lot of those things happen and start to come into play when you feel like you are just drowning and you're swamped with the work that is being tossed your way. So again, I think it's very different if you're self-employed and an entrepreneur versus if you have a full-time job. I'm all for a hustle. I'm all for working hard. I think it's great. But I think we need to look at it through the lens of who we are and what our goals are, what our aspirations are, what we're looking to do, the stage of life that we're at, and whether we are working for somebody else, trying to build somebody else's dream, right? In the case of a full-time employer, you're building somebody else's dream usually, not necessarily your own. I know for me personally, sometimes I work, 12-hour days or 13-hour days. Sometimes I work 6-hour days. Sometimes if I feel exhausted and burned out, I might not work much at all. But again, that is me. So is the hustle culture mentality good or bad? I think it depends on how you look at it. I like the motivation, the inspirational aspect of it. I think that's fantastic. But I don't think that we need to encourage people to work 18, 20, 21 hours a day. I think that's something that we all need to decide that we want to do ourselves. Curious to hear what you think. Leave me a comment below. I'm just trying to think if there's anything else I want to add to that. No, I don't think so. I mean, I've talked to a couple people that have full-time jobs. I've talked to a couple employers actually, where they basically say, it's especially in the Bay Area, which is where I'm from. They say, even though people expect to work 40 hours a week, they're not going to make it here unless they work 60 hours a week. So if you set those clear expectations up front with the employees, with the people that you're bringing on board, and if the employees have that expectation up front that they are going to be working that many hours, nobody's forcing you to do anything, right? You have that kind of agreement of both parties getting involved. I think the hustle culture and mentality is great for inspiration and motivation, as I've said. But I think we need to be cautious, because there is a lot of debate currently happening right now around people working too much, people that are being found dead at their offices, people that are having heart attacks, people that are just getting burned out and exhausted and unhealthy. They don't have time to look after themselves. They don't have time to work out. They don't have time to spend time with family and with friends. We need to remember that there's more to life than work, and that everything needs to be put in the context of what you want to achieve and what your goals are. So that's it. That's all I'll say about that. Leave me a comment below. Let me know what you think. If you want to get access to more of these videos and podcasts and other fun stuff that I'm working on, you can visit thefutureorganization.com, or you can text the word future to the number 44222. Again, that's the word future, and text it to 44222. Leave me a comment below. Let me know what you think. Culture mentality, good, bad? Is it a little overkill, or do we need more of it? Should we be working even harder? I'll see you next time on an episode of The Future in 5. Hey, are you interested in the future of work? If so, make sure to subscribe to the YouTube channel so you can get all the latest content on the future of work and stay up to date on all the latest trends and happenings. Not to mention, you will make me very, very happy. Make sure to subscribe.